And it is Your Vote 2024. Coming off of that breaking news, Kamala Harris, the favorite to become the party's ticket holder. Our Allie Anthony has the story right now. Allie.
The dust has settled and Democrats have come to terms with the fact that President Biden will not be running again in this 2024 election. The historic decision makes Biden the first ever candidate to announce they would not be seeking another term this close to Election Day. Kamala Harris is campaigning in Milwaukee as we speak. Just days after Biden's announcement to step down from re-election, Vice President Kamala Harris has arrived in Milwaukee for her first rally since announcing her presidential campaign.
I am so very honored, and I pledge to you I will spend the coming weeks continuing to unite our party so that we are ready to win in November.
The existing Team Biden-Harris campaign had $240 million cash on hand at the end of June, and over $100 million were fundraised between Sunday afternoon and Monday evening. 62% of donations coming from first-time donors.
She is raising now her own amounts of money.
Celebrities who pulled out of their endorsements and funds from the Biden campaign are stepping back in to support Harris. George Clooney, who publicly called on Biden to resign, has said, quote, "We're all so excited to do whatever we can to support Vice President Harris in her historic quest." Beyonce has given Harris permission to use her music in campaigns. And Charlie XCX drawing in Gen Z as she calls Kamala Harris brat. That means resounding approval in the language of the internet. The support from delegates across the nation furthers the idea that Harris will be the party's next nominee. According to Forbes, Kamala Harris needs to get votes from 1,976 delegates. California has the largest delegation with over 400 delegates. And Harris has responded to California's overwhelming support. She says, quote, "As a daughter of California, I'm proud that my home state's delegation helped our campaign over the top. I look forward to formally accepting the nomination soon." And while Harris has had massive support from the party, her ticket is not a given.
We have doors to knock on, we have people to talk to, we have phone calls to make, and we have an election to win.
As you can see, a lot of people rallying around Kamala Harris. We won't know for sure who will be the party's next candidate until next month during the Democratic National Convention. What we do know is that Donald Trump has his own faithful supporters as well. That said, it's going to be an exciting next few months. We'll be here to tell you all about it at both national and local levels. I'm live in studio, Allie Anthony, News Channel 3.
All right, Allie, thank you for the insight.